Anybody committing crime cannot go scot-free. I swear it. They cannot go scot-free. Anybody involved in any type of crime in the East cannot go free. And they're doing it because I'm in DSS. That's what, if I said no idiot can try this rubbish. And they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit. Yes. They are making money with insecurity.
That's correct.
They are making money with it. They know Nnamdi Kanu is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the East and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you. Nobody can.
Sir, are you
I'm Nnamdi Kanu. No. Who is the idiot?
Imagine a case that has captured the entire Nigerian public's attention for years, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. That's exactly what is happening now with the latest twist in the legal journey of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, a name that sparks deep emotions and endless debates wherever you go. But just when people thought the story might be cooling down, the court has dropped a heavy warning: if Kanu does not open his defense, there's a real threat his whole case could be foreclosed. This is major news, and if you're following this historic trial, you know what's at stake. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because today's gist is about the legal fireworks, the tension, and what could happen next. Let's break it all down together. First, let's take a quick look back at how we got here. Nnamdi Kanu, as you all probably know, has been a prominent and controversial figure for years, calling for the secession of the southeastern region of Nigeria. His movement has led to numerous rallies, government crackdowns, and a legal back and forth that has lasted almost a decade. Each new development instantly makes headlines across the nation, sparking passionate reactions. Now, after a series of arrests, bail conditions, international intrigue, and high-level legal battles, Kanu is back in the courtroom. This time, things have gotten really serious. The latest update is that the court has essentially told him and his legal team, either you start presenting your defense, or we will move to close your side completely. That is a huge threat in any criminal trial. Once the defense is closed or foreclosed, it means the court will move forward based on the evidence brought forward by the prosecution, without giving Kanu another chance to present his own side of the story. Why is this so significant? In legal matters, both sides, the prosecution and defense, must be given every opportunity to present their evidence, bring witnesses, and make their arguments. If one side is prevented, either by their own actions or by a court order, from having their say, it can change the direction of a trial entirely. Here, the court's warning is not just a formality. It's a direct response to some delays and legal strategies that Kanu's team have tried to use. They've requested adjournments, raised objections, and have been strategic, probably as part of their defense plan. But on the other side, the court and the prosecution say these delays cannot go on forever. Justice delayed is justice denied, not just for Kanu, but for the government, the agitating masses, and society as a whole. The judge's threat to foreclose Kanu's case is a clear statement: time is running out. If you don't open your defense soon, you may not get another chance. This brings a lot of tension to the courtroom, because Kanu's fate, and indeed, the direction of this entire agitation, hangs in the balance. Let's take a closer look at what it means when a court says they will foreclose a case if the defense is not opened. Basically, the defendant loses the chance to give their version, bring witnesses, or respond to the charges. The court then will have to decide the case based strictly on the government's evidence. That makes it extremely difficult for the accused to get a fair shot. So, for Nnamdi Kanu and his supporters, this is a make-or-break moment. If you're watching now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real-time updates on stories that matter most, just like this one. Let's talk about how this kind of situation develops in Nigerian courts. It's not uncommon for defense teams in high-profile cases to use different legal tactics to buy time. Sometimes, these delays are justified, maybe for more preparation, to get witnesses, or to resolve some important legal issues. But sometimes, courts see these delays as ways to frustrate the process or drag the matter endlessly. When it gets too much, the judge will issue warnings, and that's exactly what has happened here. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, his legal team says that their requests for more time are genuine. They argue that with the complexity of the charges against Kanu and the dangers facing potential witnesses, it's only fair to give them extra time. Also, with the high level of government involvement and political sensitivity, there's always another layer of complexity. On the other side, the prosecution and the government contend that Kanu's lawyers are stalling endlessly, trying to avoid presenting a substantive defense or hoping to win on technicalities and public sympathy. They stress that the case has to move forward, not only because it's high profile, but because the issues at stake go far beyond just one man. They cut right to the core of Nigeria's unity and peace. This courtroom drama has real consequences beyond the legal world. The direction this case takes will influence future activism, government responses to secessionist agitations, and even shape how quickly sensitive trials move through the Nigerian courts. Imagine what happens if the court eventually closes Kanu's defense. His supporters might see it as yet another sign of bias or injustice, while others may say it's just the result of too many delays. Now, let's bring this closer to home. Many Nigerians today feel frustrated about how long high-profile cases take in court. Go online, listen to people at newspaper stands or even on public transport, and you'll hear questions like, why are these cases taking so long? Why do the rich or famous always find a way to delay their trials? This Kanu case has become a symbol of that wider frustration. People want justice, but they also want fairness, transparency, and a process that doesn't drag on forever. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, because we'll continue to break down every twist and turn as it happens. There's another part to this story: public opinion. Nnamdi Kanu's trial is not just a legal issue. It is a deeply political one. In the southeast, his supporters insist he is fighting for their rights and freedom. Elsewhere, some see him as a security threat or accuse him of causing division. Many ordinary people are simply tired and want peace back in their communities. Every legal decision, every court date, generates fresh reactions and even protests, both online and in the streets. So, the court's threat isn't just about legal procedure. It has major real-world implications for peace, order, and the political conversation in Nigeria. Think back to other major cases in Nigerian history. Remember the late Gani Fohinmi, Kensa Uwaiwa, or even more recently the NSAS protest leaders. There's a long tradition of significant court cases carrying the hopes and frustrations of entire communities. Kanu's case falls in that same category. Everyone is watching, analyzing every decision, and drawing their own conclusions about the rule of law in Nigeria. It's also important to understand what Kanu's options are right now. If his defense is foreclosed, his lawyers can appeal that decision, and the next stage could go all the way up to the Supreme Court. But appeals take time, and they also depend on whether Kanu's team can prove that their right to a fair trial was seriously undermined. So there's still a legal journey ahead, but every move now is critical. Viewers, make sure to like this video and subscribe to stay updated with every new development in this case and others like it. Let's branch out for a minute. How does what happens in this courtroom compare to global standards? In other countries, high-profile defendants sometimes seek delays, citing lack of access to evidence, security risks, or other factors. However, once the court sets deadlines, they expect both sides to comply or risk closure. The threat of foreclosure is not unique to Nigeria, but in our context, with all the political and public scrutiny, it feels extra intense. Another point to consider: what are the expectations from the public, and how is social media influencing proceedings? The court of public opinion is very active. Every hearing, every statement by lawyers or the judge, every development trends on X and is dissected on WhatsApp and YouTube. Some believe these online reactions also place pressure on the judiciary to handle the matter quickly but fairly. And there's the personal toll too. For Kanu and his close circle, these threats mean sleepless nights and a tremendous psychological burden. For his supporters, every adjournment or setback is a trigger for fresh anxiety or agitation. On the other side, government representatives and security operatives also face pressure to show results and maintain peace. Let's also talk about the historical roots behind these tensions. The push for Biafra is not new. It dates back to events in the 1960s, the Civil War, and years of perceived marginalization. Many people see Kanu as just another figure in a long line of leaders fighting for their region's interest. The courtroom is now the latest battleground for grievances that have existed for decades. Through all this, it's crucial for everyone to remember the values of due process, patience, and the rule of law. Nigeria's democracy is still growing. What happens in this case will impact not just today's headlines but the future of legal and political struggles for years to come. As we round up, here's what to watch for next. Will Kanu's legal team finally open their defense? Will the court allow more time, or will the warning turn into action by foreclosing the defense? Will any fresh evidence or surprise witnesses appear? And what will all this mean for peace and stability in the Southeast and Nigeria overall? Viewers, I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments. Do you think the court is being fair? Is the defense really delaying, or do they need more time for a fair trial? And what does this mean for the country at large? Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay notified so you never miss a gist. We'll be here to break it down as it happens. Thank you for joining in this special deep dive. Until the next update, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep the conversation going.